All right, we're live. So nice to have you guys with us. Let's.
Hey,
Can you give a quick introduction of each of you and kind of what you've done in the past and the rest of the team, and then what you're building after that?
uh, should I first start? Yes,
Yeah, go for it.
I can start first. I'm Almir Regic from Bosnia and Herzegovina. For someone that doesn't know, Eastern European country, and I'm lately create a project that called uh, M MLPD, something like this, but it's called full name Meta Fashion Live Aid platform for for 3D designers to who can present their ideas and take part in fashion industry and uh, uh, mainly that idea uh, has to be like a platform for rendering and for designers to show their work and to connect with a larger community and to break walls and to present their ideas and sometimes uh, to market their ideas, but also to give live aid, like for countries that need to support and to build education and something like this, and to buy books for the children for the schools or also some humanitarian project that can be occasionally, but mainly it is for designers to render their work in some kind of metaverse environment and put their ideas like to be live and there is mainly problem for like I was part of Digitalex and global designer network that Emma Jane McKinnon that worked there, and she she started that company, and that was like DAO company, and we are functionally very well, but in some kind of like free license engagement. Uh, it was everything break apart, and designers are break apart from each other. And then Renee came, and we have connected in another project and Style Protocol. There was a designer, and I have created some kind of stuff or some kind of skins and but there was that project in my mind that I wanted to put together, and I have feeling that there is something that missing in that in that transform that transform that need to come to realize some project to came from another part to another, and that that that's what's missing. And we are now part of the building Polygon building village, and we have created there our project and waiting for donations, and there's some kind of quadratic
Funding.
structure funding, and uh, there is much to do and to start something to happening, and we still assembling team for that. And there is my background is like I'm teaching, I'm teacher from the high school and from the university. There is my background, and I have a master degree in fashion design, and I have also work in laboratory like objective objective studies of clothing beneath the protective suits, and that is like protective suits for Ebola, for lately like COVID, and what is happened beneath that protective suit. I have studied that thermophysiological processes under the suit, and I have tried with intelligent clothing to solve that problem, like ventilation and cooling for persons that wear that protective suit. And I have tested in the laboratory like CAS. It was an objective test for the textiles, but also in some kind of chamber with regulations of temperature and moisture and wind circulating and that kind of stuff.
That's
And
actually
there is
amazing.
also
But did you
there
design
is also
did you
I
design regular clothing items and also like this kind of like biohazard
that
type?
that was intelligent clothing. I have designed a T-shirt under the protective cloth that doing ventilation with micro compressors. There is small battery there, micro compressors, and micro regulator like CPU there that and sensors that
So the t-shirt like
tracking.
expand and retract to move air within the suit to cool somebody off? Is that how that
No,
works?
no, there is micro compressor that like blowing air, like
Oh, okay.
from, there is but there it is closed system, and there is no with outside world, there is no mixing air.
Yeah,
There is
that would be
problem
unsafe. That makes sense.
because if but we have tested that kind of possibilities. What can we do with that, and how system is operating under that suit, and how temperature work on that system, and how that system work on the like subjective also subjective tracking of person feelings. And we have like telephone in that chamber, and every 5 to 10 minutes we are calling person and doing enquete with how do you feel moisture, do you feel that, and then we make table with values that he tell how it feels. And there is subjective
Yeah,
process
information
of
and data.
yeah
That's
but yeah
intense. I didn't know you could actually get into like a research level of designing like clothing to
yeah
that extent. I never
yeah
thought about it like that. So that's fascinating.
yeah the, there is cool professor that wanted to standardize innovation in textile. You said I have innovation, but prove to me that have the value. We need to standardize that we have objective ways to test that. We have subjective, we have values that we can write, and like every test that you do, everything is there, and you can use that for master thesis and everything.
Interesting.
And
So it reminds me of, because it's funny, it reminds me of how clothing items work in video games where they have statistics. Like you have
yeah,
different stats depending on like armor and things like that for different pieces
yeah,
of clothing in games. And so it's like you guys are getting those stats for like real world clothing is kind of what it makes me think of. So that's
yeah.
fascinating. And what is that, what are you using from that in what you're building now with this platform?
Yes, I have also like this name that I use, that is random variable. It's name that calls some kind of statistical objective data, and that value that we can track. It's random variable, and you can track it, and that is what differentiate real world from a metaverse. We have much more random variable in real world than we have in metaverse, and that's what we want to maybe copy in metaverse to be more real. But it will never, it is a never ending process. We will never have all senses in metaverse, never have like smell, like touch, or it will never be so much real. Like we have also Formula One in the metaverse, but we have like gravity, but that's not that gravity.
Yeah,
And
it's
we
not the
have
same.
like uh, some kind of pressure that we feel that we move, but it's not gravity. And we
Right.
can put like capsule that falling and that go forward and backward, but still that's not the same like you are driving real Formula One. And that was, and also random variable that I want to say also, like snowfalls. How many snowfalls we have on Earth when snow is falling? There is infinity of possibilities, like creating snowfalls when they, and that is random variable. Yeah. And that is what I want to bring in metaverse, that we can copy some kind, like I have research that clothing underneath the protective clothes, how can we copy that into metaverse so that we have like viruses there, and that we program their moving, and like that we are fighting when them in the metaverse, and when we have real viruses we have some kind of solutions for that, for
Ah,
those.
so we could
Yeah,
use like training in the metaverse for
yeah,
specialists in combating
yeah,
viruses and things like that. So then they would have
yeah,
to like follow all the rules for personal
yeah,
protective
rules
equipment and
like
everything, and
yeah,
yeah.
programmer
Oh, you
rules
took your thing off
like
when you
game.
weren't supposed
Yeah.
to, and now you're infected. Good luck.
Yeah,
It'd be like
yeah,
playing Plague Inc. In VR.
yeah,
You know Plague Inc.,
yeah.
right? The game where
No, I'm not familiar with the
Plague Inc.
games
is a game where
very much.
originally before COVID came out, and this is like 3 years before or something. It was a game where you design a virus or a bacteria or something, and you try to kill off the human population by spreading it.
Yeah,
It's a very
yeah.
dark game.
It's
They
yeah,
created the opposite side where you can play
old
as somebody who
story. Yeah,
tries to stop it, right?
yes. It
So
is old
it's kind
story,
of,
but it's
yeah.
always actual, always interesting.
Yeah, so it was like a strategy game, but this would be more of a first person view game.
Yeah. Is it first person shooting game?
The Plague Inc. No, it's a strategy game on mobile
It's like
actually.
uh, and
Um,
what is the objective? Just to not get infected. Yeah.
so there are two objectives for that game. One is either you try to infect the world and annihilate humankind, which is very dark, but that's one way of playing. And the other way of playing is trying to stop a virus or some kind of disease, a plague. You don't know what it is when you start. And so you have to figure out what it
Yeah.
is, do research, and then go into like how to
Yeah.
make rules to keep it from spreading, and then create some
Oh.
kind of scientific response. Depending on what it is, it can be a bacteria, virus,
Yeah.
or anything. So it's a pretty interesting little game that they built over the last few, like 5 or 6 years, on mobile. So like if you look up on
Yes.
your Google Play Store, you can look up Plague Inc.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept for
great.
like gamification of understanding all these principles and like how to kind of keep people from spreading viruses and things like
But
that.
yes, but I'm more into like that we have a metaverse, but
Yeah.
that we can arrange everything along that we what we want to research in that environment, in that metaverse, so that it's not like a solid environment, but you can alone create your rules there and create game and create problem that you want to solve, like many mechanical engineers use metaverse to put their engines and to play with them.
Right.
And when we saw it's how you say
It's a lot cheaper and it's quite effective.
yes,
It seems, from what I can
but
tell.
yeah, but it is like in reality it the solution that you came with in the metaverse, you can try it. You have you have less tries to 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 try. When you create more tries in the metaverse, the rest is little that you have to try, and that number, when you from that number you came to that number, it's less complex, and
If we could do that with like diseases and things like that, that would
yes,
be
yeah,
a much safer environment to do that kind
yeah,
of.
safer, because it's controlled, and yeah,
And you can add or subtract things from different situations to see
yeah,
what kind of, if your rules or
yes.
practices hold up with that kind of added random variable in the situation.
Yes,
I understand
that is one project, and this Live Aid is different project, but have similarities there. It is simulation, like this is both are simulations. We simulate when you make fashion clothes, digital 3D fashion clothes. It is simulation. It's pixels on the empty space. It's
Right.
O's and zeros, and but we also can program how heavy that textile is, how thick, how smooth, how rough, how extendable is, and how it operates, how it moves when avatar moves, how clothing is moves, how it's, and many dependabilities from that what is environment is have.
So, if I understand correctly, you're using the fashion side basically to fund the research side, right? Is that kind of how this is? Is that kind of the goal there?
Yeah, no, I will like said that that was two different projects and
Okay.
two different lives and two different trajectories, and but only what they have similarity, they are simulation, and they have me as a founder. Yeah,
Oh,
but
right, true.
they
That makes
are
sense.
have their own life. I hope someday.
They have their own life. I like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. The projects are living already. It's better for a project to be living than not. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, so the the Live Aid side of the project is like using funds from the fashion to help with like NGOs and things like that, from
Yeah.
what I understand. What kind of
Yes.
so it seems like there's a lot of different ways you could design fashion, metaverse fashion for this project, from what I understand, because you have all this experience with real world like testing and everything. The amount of data, I can't even imagine the amount of data you could put into like
Yeah.
metadata you could put into a
It
piece of
could be
code.
like, yeah, it could be like high fashion, or also it could be maybe functional fashion, like for sport, for swimming, for skiing, for maybe for different uses. But what is most lucrative is high fashion. Yeah, because you have so much value from so little.
I see
Because
what you're saying.
there
Yeah,
is
I feel like the
there is
more expensive something is, the less cloth
yeah,
it has.
yes, but
Yeah.
but what 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 is most maybe uh, hard for me, like designer, like when I create that like high fashion, like high fashion um, clothes. It's it's you have no so much real value in that. That was painful for me. Like a designer, I'm creating something that I like. I create some kind of magic, and someone buys that, but it have a value for some kind of days, and then if people are wealthy, they just uh, put in the trash after wearing, and there is no real value. And what I want to with high fashion to create some kind of trace, like Live Aid story around that 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 change something, that we uh, create bad, that we create so much trash in the on the planet, and how much water is needed for creation of every piece of fashion, and there is much damage done to the planet. And if we can with that same fashion help someone, it will
Kind
create
of
better world
counterbalance.
for this. Yeah, it's like balance. And why not to that same money from that, like if it is like Live Aid, we can create some kind of scientific circles to change something in technology, production technology, to make planet more less suffer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's an interesting mix. And for this high fashion, would it only be for the metaverse, or would it also be? Would you also make like physical versions of this?
Yeah. Yeah. There
Also, it'd
is
be
this
digital.
also. Yeah. It could be like digital twin. There is to be, like if you buy some digital piece of fashion. It can be produced as physical if you make that decision that you want to both. Then
Oh, so
you
you can buy
buy
the
also.
digital and just keep it digital, or buy
Yeah,
the physical as well on
yeah,
top of it. That's cool.
yeah.
And have you thought about partnering with projects that want, for example, to have specific sets of clothing for avatars in their metaverse or in their project? Like, I'm thinking mostly of games that might be interested in potentially sharing things.
Yeah, that is very interesting. That is what I want to 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 make transfers from fashion to games and uh,
And other projects as
both
well.
directions. Yeah, both directions. We have a phenomenal 3D digital avatars and skins that are not in the fashion, but some gamers will wanted to buy that
Right.
maybe and to
Yeah.
wear. Yeah, and there is opportunity if you have that skin on in some kind of game like Call of Duty or something, and you can buy that piece and wear on paintball or something, or
Yeah.
somewhere if you want to
If
for
you want an actual piece of clothing from a game you
yeah,
play, it could
if you
be
want
that
for
could be a
some
good
kind of
partnership for both.
party or if you can on party wear that on a birthday party or some kind of party or university party or somewhere where is more relaxed atmosphere for that skins, for example, like Fortnite or something
Yeah.
with more
I was.
extravagancy.
What was
Yeah,
funny is I was thinking of if somebody plays like the A Legend of Zelda and they want to be like get the clothing from Link, for example, then they could, like if you had a partnership with Nintendo, you could
yeah.
then produce like the cap and the tunic and all that sort of thing, and it would be like because of your
Yeah,
background with like a more scientific way of looking at it, it could be perhaps more realistic as far as like the kinds of textiles used rather than
yes,
just
but
cotton or something.
accent. Yes, but accent is on creators, not on games and not on the fashion brands,
Right.
because designers are that create everything that, and if we give them more space, he will create better stuff, and the fashion industry will go for it, and the game will go for it.
Right.
If we give power to designers, and
Then everything else will follow. Yeah.
designers that have problems with rendering, he have maybe some kind of great stuff in the draw, and there is holding there and nobody see, and there is opportunity here to something give away for the education somewhere on the world, and other stuff you give for the market, for the commerce, for make money.
Ah, yeah. I understand both. That's an
Mm.
interesting way to do it. Let's see. Maybe I should ask Renee something. Anything to add?
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, yeah. I know
I like
Rene is very
because
interesting person. He have
because
much to say.
because Mila is an amazing guy, and it's nice when the founder talks about his vision. So
Yeah,
there's nothing there's nothing to add here. There's nothing to add. And it's
yeah.
cool
You
that
you have your perspective. You can say much stuff there.
What's your
yeah, yeah.
favorite part about what he's working on?
But that's exactly what I wanted to say. That it's cool that gaming and fashion will be combined. This will be, I think, nonetheless happening in the future, um, where I think everything will be like more interactive, right? Every sector will be communicating with each other. there's no limits anymore. And I think that maybe the metaverse word is dead, but I think the image and the conception and the meaning of a digital world is, I think, exactly that you don't have any limits anymore, and you can use something from the gaming world, something from the fashion world, something maybe from the agriculture world. There's no limits.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's exactly what it's so cool about. And people can, like, they can really interact with each other, and it's just an amazing platform. And then you see maybe another like new development, because what happens when you mix all of them together, right? A new thing. So this is something really like to look forward to, and I'm excited to see what will happen, because it will be combining everything, right?
Right.
I would like that if we
Yeah.
can create opportunity for much more possibilities than it's now.
Yeah.
Why not agriculture? Agriculture is very interesting.
And important. Without
Yeah.
food, we all die. It's something we talked about with Renee last time I
Yeah.
talked with him.
Yesterday.
The first time we talked about it, yesterday, yeah. And it's something that's important to me. Actually, I have an NGO. In
Yeah.
I started an NGO in Ukraine with actually a what do you call it? Like a pastor, like a religious leader guy, to help
Okay. Yeah.
with improving life in
With food.
the countryside. So like people in the countryside in Ukraine, they're still like living. It's almost like they're living the 1500s in some villages, where they have to like put a mattress on a furnace in the winter to survive the cold. Like it gets to minus 25 degrees Celsius, and the only thing they use electricity for is like lights, the fridge, and the TV, to get that propaganda. And then the rest was like just living old school, like the well with the where you have to turn it by hand and turn it back the other way to get the bucket out. I did that so many times. You have to chop your own wood to heat your home, and it was just really rough. It was just survival. Just very, very tough, hard to find work. Internet connection was really bad, so I found a way to get internet, but most people have no idea how it works. They don't even have access to something to teach them how anything works, because they don't have internet.
Yes.
So all of these things were things that could be improved, and there was nothing to do outside of surviving as well. So a lot of people would drink instead of being able to do sports or get information about interesting things, or even entertainment was difficult. For example, you couldn't, just go on. It's maybe a bad example, but you couldn't necessarily just go on Netflix or something. So the thing people would do is just drink vodka to relax. There wasn't much else left after a hard day of, toiling the fields, chopping wood for winter, and fixing whatever holes were in their house from last year. This is a really tough environment. So we started this NGO, and then, we were about to start working on some projects, and then the war happened. But we were able to help some people buy bread and distribute food to people hiding in bomb shelters when the war started. But the NGO still exists, and I'm waiting for the war to end to start helping out. And Ukraine is just the first country where I want to do that, because that's where I was at the time. Would like to expand that to other countries, help develop economic opportunity in the countryside. So the Live Aid side of what you're talking about speaks to me a lot. In that sense.
Yeah. We need to do something. People can watch that and be like normal people.
Right.
We have to do some stuff to change some painful moments for anybody. If you can for one person, it is better than nobody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you can take one instance where you figured out how to fix a problem, and then you can emulate that for like more individual problems, then you might even be able to solve a problem at scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
we have also that kind of cooperation between Bosnia and Ukraine. There is like projects for generation electricity from the rivers, and our people have small rivers for that like windmill, but it's
Oh
river
yeah, like
mill
a
and
water mill,
like
like
water mill, yeah, like generator, small generator, and
yeah,
you can put
hydroelectric
it like
power
from the
generation.
wash machine
Hmm.
motor and reversibility of that to use in creation, like
That's
generator.
amazing. I
Yeah,
looked into
and
that, but the
people
place I moved to
people
didn't
are
have a river.
making stuff from nothing. In the war environment, you have to innovate
Yeah,
to
engineers
create.
are amazing.
Yeah,
Designers too.
but people are unbreakable when you have spirit to survive and to 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 survive. You must do something. You must pull your family from the mud, from the
Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
destruction. Yeah. Mm.
Yep. Yeah, and to escape a war, I almost had my village burned down. I've been through a lot, so I understand that
Yeah.
very well, even on a personal level. So yeah,
Yeah.
being able to
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
other people out is cool.
We need to. I scared that we are not enough talk about war pains in the war in the world, and the world doesn't know how painful to make the war.
Hmm.
It was kind of interesting in the beginning, but as time passing, it's more and more painful.
Yeah,
You
the world
losing
loses interest
everything,
in everything.
and you lose in mind. You lose in your humanity. You lose in your feelings. You starting to act like machine, like something that don't have feelings, and when everything stop, then you have the problem. You
Yeah,
can't
like an emotional
you
breakdown.
can't live in normal life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That happens for
it's
a lot of
like
crazy situations.
PTSD and
Yeah,
problems that people are suffering 30 years from the war, and you can't you can't leave that world behind it
yeah.
behind you.
I'm sure you know a
It's
lot
life.
about that in Bosnia.
Yeah.
'Cause that was a I know in the 90s it was a crazy war with neighbors and even family members killing each other
Yeah,
and everything. It was
it's
crazy.
it's very bad. It's
Yeah.
very bad. But interesting, the multinationality countries always suffer the most. Yeah,
Mm.
if you have multinationality, it's Montenegro is multinational country. And
Yeah, I'm in Montenegro at the moment.
there is 4 or 5 nations there. If you put some kind of trouble to them, they will make war. But they love each other and they live in peace. They treasure everything that have together, like Pravoslav, the Orthodox or Catholic. Albanian are Catholic, Bosnian are Islam.
Muslim, and
Yeah,
I'm actually
Muslims. Yeah,
in an Albanian area where the majority are Muslim as well. So
yeah,
you have
but also
Catholics and
there. Yeah,
Muslims and Orthodox from 4 or 5
everything
different
is mixed.
ethnicities. Yeah.
Mixed
In
to
some
the
families, you have
bone.
people that say
Yeah.
they're a son will say he's Serbian, the other son will say he's Montenegrin. They have the same
Yeah.
parents. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
confused by this
yeah.
region.
I always think that humor will overcome everything, but
Oh, I hope so.
you know not the reality show from Sarajevo. It wouldn't help. People hate each other
Mm.
and killing. But we have that series like Monty Python, like killing from the living room to the bedroom, like fights. Families are fighting, like my Monty Python uh,
Yeah, so it's like they make fun of it.
comedian
Yeah.
show. Yeah, making fun of it, but and like eating wood and something. It's but it is make real.
Yeah, it makes people
It
think about it, right?
effect is not if effect is not to not do that, but to do.
Oh
And
no.
that became reality.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's not what's supposed to happen. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I've met people from all kinds of different groups
uh,
here in
oh,
Montenegro. I actually drove through Bosnia to come here, and that was a strange experience as well, because we weren't in any part of Bosnia that wasn't like Srpska Republika, but the border guards were
yeah,
Bosnian. We go through there, and then we're in like something we'd never heard of before. And then we drive to the Montenegrin border, and then it's Bosnian flag and everything again. We're like so confused. Like, are we in Bosnia
yeah,
or Serbia or something
yeah,
else? And
yeah.
I actually
You,
asked an
you
ambassador
have
in Montenegro, and he said that Bosnia is not a country; it's a thing, and it has a bunch of countries inside.
yeah,
And I was like, what?
yeah.
He said, yeah, there's even a city state. I'm like, what? And you probably know this way better than I do, but it's just that extra amount of confusion actually helped me understand more than what I understood before. So,
I hope it helped. If someone explained to you, I hope that that you can understand. But people that live here don't understand anymore. It's all like project of politics, and
mm,
they are always creating some kind of ununderstandable things, and
yeah, it's
to
like,
to make people suffer, and they they become they became like some kind of leaders of
mm,
zombies. Leaders of zombies. I don't.
yeah, people that don't think about their, like, what's going on around them and, like, how to improve things. And,
No,
yeah.
but
Instead, you have people that
we
take
must
charge that want to
use our
divide.
brain.
Yeah.
We must use our brain
Yeah, I'm a brain
to,
guy. That's
yeah,
definitely my
yeah. Don't
opinion.
don't allow anyone to enter here.
Yeah,
You
and
can
take control and tell you
enter
what to do.
in metaverse, but don't allow to metaverse use
Yeah,
your brain.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
I'm actually worried about, and didn't think about talking about this until now, but like the brain chips they want to put in people for
yeah,
yeah, yeah, I'm kind of worried about
yeah.
that.
Elon Musk, yes, but it is a very near future. Yeah, we have that for the disabled person, for some kind of mental illnesses, or some or visual distractions. When you
Yeah,
have
so you can see
problems with
again.
visual, yeah, you can put that chip, and what that chip doing, you don't know what else that chip is doing.
Yeah,
if you
that's the
if you
same
have
with
better
our
vision,
phones and
but
everything too.
maybe some, yeah. Call in the middle night, go there. Do
uh,
stuff, and yeah, you
yeah,
don't know
the guy
what can
closes
it
his
be.
eyes and he starts seeing like video.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
metaverse in the head, matrix stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Matrix level stuff. Hopefully people have enough ethics not to do that to each other. But we've done worse things to each other
Hope.
already. So
Yes, already
yeah,
we done
we haven't
everything
set a very good
we can.
precedent. Yeah,
Yes,
but I like the
that,
things that we can do in the metaverse. Like the metaverse is just a tool. It's up to us how we use it, and using it for real life positive effects. Either through this project where you create fashion and then some of the proceeds go towards helping, real world things. I like that. And also being able to do research in the metaverse is a really cool use for it. and then bringing like the fun side of things, the useful side of things, and bringing them together sometimes can be very useful too.
I hope that we will make some connections and network and to create interest for this, and that will be very many more people here. This is not one people project, one man project. This is not one man show. It's a very
it's going to need a lot more, but like a way for more people to input. Yeah. And what are your current needs for like moving to the next stage in your development for this? What's the next step? Do you need funds? I would imagine so, because you're on the Polygon grant, or partnerships, or what do you need the most, and how far are you to getting your next goal, like the next milestone?
I think I have think about like website. I have my own website, like designer website, vehic, like WYHYG .com, but it's like designer. It's like designer website, but there needs to have like project website. It's like 1,000 or something to create that decent, maybe. But I will not go further from that, like from that like something presentational. I want to focus more deeply in the essence, like render machine for metaverse, that want to create stage where avatars are coming with fashion pieces, and machine that rendering that, and that machine need to be online, available for everybody. And this has password. It's like gatekeeped, like crypto wallet access, and they can use it, render, and that rendering machine is connected to the YouTube channel, and automatic rendering to video to present on the channel, and designer can use that video, that link, YouTube link, and he can attract people there, and there is that circle, and I don't know what is value of that project, but it's essence. This is essence.
Yeah, I get things moving to the next stage. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it can be sloppy in the beginning. It must be sloppy if you want something.
If you want to actually build something, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Then you can fix it, but you have to start with something. Yeah.
It's better to make sloppy things than wait to perfect them. If you wait to perfect them, someone else already doing sloppy things and making money and making progress and making making community and making
that kind of reassures me in how I make videos too.
You must start at some point.
Yeah, I started just a few weeks ago, so it's cool to be able to have you guys on here and discuss something, as like some of these things are really deep, and some of these things have been just a little bit more funny, but it's good to talk about both sides of things. A lot of what I do on here is gaming so far, but it's nice to be able to bring something that's a bit more tangible, like clothing or protective elements for dealing with diseases and things like that into the conversation. It's interesting.
Yes. Yes, if you create something bad, you blush sometimes, but it goes
Yeah,
it
yeah,
goes further. Yeah,
yeah. You'll survive.
just survive. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then you can move on to something else and make something you're proud of from what you learned from making something you were a bit embarrassed about. That makes sense. That's the only way
yeah,
forward. It's like how people learn languages too. I know Renee was saying he wish he knew
yeah.
more languages when we were
You
talking.
need to speak.
Mm.
You need to speak. You can't
You have to make mistakes to
just
learn a
sit
language.
and wait. You need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
speak.
So when I
We are
moved to a
losing,
small village,
Rene.
I was
You you must go.
What I'm losing? What?
We don't have
oh, he's still here.
video. Yeah.
Am I here? Do you
Oh,
hear
it's
me?
I see and
You
hear him. I think it's your internet connection on your end.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
Am I
yeah,
back
it's okay.
online?
Yeah, you're fine now. But yeah,
I would like something more.
yeah.
Rene have much to say. He have many contacts with designers, and what is important there, it's how to attract that designers and what this system can bring to them.
That's something interesting to talk about.
Can what can they use from that, and what can them bring easiness in their operations, everyday work? What can be useful for them? You know, when you create avatars and clothing, what's happening and what is what gamers are like to see, and how designers can make that circle of creation easier and less demanding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, this is why this project is nice because it helps like the end customer and the creator. So the end customer is the gamer, right? And the creator is the artist, the designer who makes the stuff. Um, so let's take for example ArtStation, right? I think the biggest art marketplace or like portfolio for 2D
Yeah.
artists and 2D designers. But the thing is, it's like Instagram, right? You upload it, but yeah, nothing can happen from that because maybe they're gonna respond to your business email, but there's no interaction with the outside
Yeah.
world. Like like the art world is really like quite lonely. You know,
Like
you build your stuff in at the computer, and then you send it into the internet, and that's it.
No interaction with the people that actually use it is what you're saying is one of the problems,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. And yeah, I talked with many designers, and they said it's so unfortunate because it's such an amazing craft because I can play God, I can create whatever I want, and then people don't. Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, they can never really
don't see.
exactly first see and interact and answer maybe to me like maybe what they want differently in the next time or what they also
Yeah,
imagine
feedback.
always. Exactly. And yeah, and then the gamer is also more invested, right? Because then then they feel, oh, cool, this was created from someone who I actually know, or you know, this guy made this for me as a present or as a variable that I paid for, right? So there's this relationship now, and I think this can be really cool and it can accelerate the gaming experience and the fashion experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes
that's why
sense.
it's really cool. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's
you
crazy.
can you can build partnerships then where people come back for more items and you're actually making something for someone. You know it's going to be useful instead of I'm making this, but I don't know if anybody's interested out in the universe or if they'll see it.
Yeah,
In
right.
that case,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's always demand, right? There's always demand, but
There is no connection, real
Yeah.
connection
Exactly,
between
exactly,
user and creator. There is
And demand
very-
changes all the time, like really fast. Like the
Exactly.
market can just change from like, oh, this is in fashion, and then this isn't. It's just
Yeah.
gone. Like
Yeah.
I don't. You guys remember fidget spinners? they're
Yeah,
gone.
exactly.
Everybody had a fidget spinner for like a year, and then it was gone.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's interesting how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be sharing this with a gaming community so that they can look into this and see if it's interesting for them to contact you specifically for like the different games they have. Some are more metaverse, some are less, so I'm not sure which ones would be more interested in that sense. And then I don't know as many creators or designers, but I do know a few projects that might be interested in reaching out, like one or two that might be interested in helping out. One is a platform where people make 3D designs, not necessarily clothing, but other designs. That could be something interesting for you guys to get a chance to talk with them on. And the founder, if he's available, likes to jump on calls and film the interaction, so it would get you some more publicity as well. Like it's it's free and everything, right? That's cool. So he does his like first introduction call with people for talking about partnerships and things like that, and it's live and public, so that you can get to hear about other projects and things like that. It's pretty cool. That's that project is called Scaling.
Really cool. Yeah, that's
So
really
I'll put you
cool.
guys in contact. I think that'd be really good for more exposure about what you're doing, and you're not competing with each other either. So it's like they make objects, not fashion whatsoever. So like bringing the two together could be cool, because they also don't really do anything metaverse related yet. So maybe you guys could help them out with that as well. So there are a lot of things I see between those two projects that could be potentially interesting.
Cool, man.
Yeah, and then so you're just trying to raise funds for the website right now, and then you'll see what to do next. Is that kind of the
Yes.
okay?
That can be, yeah.
That's a
It
good
can
step.
be first steps, yeah, and maybe another grant, give it or something in the future to connect again and to try to build one more level,
Yeah, yeah, and then
by level, yeah.
will you be looking for investors later too, or just grants for now?
Maybe investors also. We are not active that much in that possibility, but if we can arrange it also, it is, we are open for that. Yeah. Why not?
I might have some grant ideas you guys could look into as well. That might be something, because I've been looking into that a lot for two of the projects I work on. So yeah, I'll take a look for sure. And then if you want to do something similar to Giveth with like a fundraising through donations kind of style thing, where you can give like physical merch in exchange. There's a project I'm working on, which I'll keep you guys updated about that. So I'm working on something for that.
Great.
So
Cool.
yeah, some cool ways to kind of collaborate and keep things moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, only forward. Yeah.
Yep. And up.
There is no backing. There is no going back.
Yeah.
We know what is back. Just want to go further and to make some stuff live and to create some new things.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and I really like that the how constructive the whole concept is. Like every part of it's like we're building something.
Yeah.
building, improving. It's very like positive. I like that and kind of uplifting. So thank you for sharing that, and I'll send you the link for this. And yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you also. It was very nice to talk to you and to share ideas and to bring something new in the relations and to try to extract the best from this that we are doing now and to engage in processes around us.
And when you meet like another, when you have something else built, like another building block, then maybe we can meet again and talk about how things have been since the last
Yeah,
time.
it will be great.
It
Yeah.
could be fun.
If we can.
That's
Yeah,
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do. All right. Thanks a lot.
Philip, thank you.